And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. And Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the studio with Bob Dawson from Dawson Travel Insurance. Bob is a fisherman, hunter, and an expert when it comes to insuring your travel, and we're going to talk all about that here on Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
When it comes to catching big bluefin tuna in local waters, Shimano has the gear proven to land the big ones. You already know the hot jig is the Shimano Butterfly Flatball Jig, and when you match that with the right tackle system, it makes this great jig even more effective. We suggest you grab a Tranx 500 HG and fill it with 80-pound Power Pro Max Quattro. Max Quattro is 25% thinner, which means 25% more line capacity when you hook that giant. Match your new setup with a Therese 70H, and you have the power to put the wood to that big bluefin tuna. The Tranx 500 HG has the cranking power you need, and with the level wind, you concentrate on fishing your Shimano flatball and leave the line control to the Tranx reel. Hundreds of big fish have been caught on the flatball, and when you add the Power Pro Max Quattro Tranx Therese combo, you'll take your fishing to the next level. See your local dealer or check Shimano.com for all the details. You've heard all about it. You know the angler's catching fish habit, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Going to be a great time today. It's been a while since Bob is on. Just stay tuned. This is always such a fun show. Like, this is, over the next 2 hours, there's going to be so much of that. Oh, my God, I never even thought about that info that comes your way. I'm so excited we got Bob back.
We've already been firing questions off to him all morning here.
Full speed.
And he answers them all.
Yeah, this is great.
He knows the answers. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning,
Bob.
Pete and Rick.
Great to have you back.
Well, thank you.
First, I should ask, have you been on any good hunting and fishing experiences lately?
Well, I did make 4 trips on the Royal Star last year, so that's always fun.
Nice. Yeah. Always good on the Royal Star.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. But, I know we're talking about travel insurance, and people, you know, they don't take into consideration that they may have to cancel a trip. I talk to fishermen all the time, and I love doing it, because I get a lot of information from them, all the updated stuff.
Yeah.
But, they'll tell me, hey, I've been on 20 trips. I've never had to cancel one at all. And so, I don't know that I really need to have this trip insurance. But what if you get the flu Or what if you twist your ankle or you get a rotator cuff torn and now you can't make the trip?
Right.
You want to be able to get 100% of your money back.
100%.
Yeah, and that's what the travel insurance does.
Wow.
And it's pretty inexpensive. If you look at the cost of it, it's typically between 5 and 10% of the trip cost, depending on your age. Mm-hmm. So now if you're in your 70s or 80s, you're going to be much better off to buy an annual trip plan that's only $275. That includes,
for anybody.
Yeah.
Whether you're 20 or 80.
Same deal. Yep.
Wow.
$275, and it covers $3,000 in trip cancellation. It covers medevac, medical, baggage loss. If you're on vacation and rent a car, it covers $45,000 damage with a 0 deductible. Wow. I mean, it's a great plan. It's the same one. I carry the annual plan myself. They're available for up to $10,000 in trip cancellation. But if you get the maximum benefit of $10,000, that's $785 a year.
Right.
Whereas the $3,000 is only $275.
I'm doing that before the show is over. Like, that was one of my main questions for Bob this year. Dawson and I got our honeymoon trip, and like I got just a little more travel than normal this year. Like that was going to be my first question to him, was talking about that annual plan. It's just crazy.
It's a no-brainer.
Small money compared to all the things that you might, like you say, one thing, you get the flu. One thing happens that you don't foresee happening, and in the teeniest investment, you're covered on potentially thousands of dollars.
Oh, yes, and the other nice thing, too, is they will fly you back home. They'll take you to the nearest hospital if you had an accident or an illness injury, and after you're fixed up, they'll pay for your flight back to your home hospital or home.
Wow.
That's included in it.
That's awesome.
What about emergency evac? That's included too, right?
$100,000 on that plan. If you get the ones that are higher than $3,000 in coverage, it covers $250,000 on the medevac, and it goes up to $50,000 on the medical instead of the $20,000. Mm-hmm. And so there's some extras that come with the other plans, and like a $5,000 annual plan for trip cancellation comes with that $250,000 in medevac and does fly you back home and will rescue by helicopter.
Mm-hmm. And how much is that plan?
That one's $500 a year for $5,000, and then you can go up to $7,500 for $620 a year, and $10,000 to $785 a year.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, why not have it? So let's say you go on a long range trip and you have an accident, and they have to fly you off the boat. You'd be covered.
Yes. Yeah. Up to, well, if you had the like a $3,000 annual plan, you would be covered up to $100,000 in medevac.
Wow.
If you had the $5,000 and up, it's going to be $250,000. Wow. And a lot of people say, look, I just want to get a one-trip plan. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going on one fishing trip, and I'm not going anywhere else. And you can get those. Now, they do cover more on medevac. They include $500,000 on medevac. But the most expensive one I've seen is $130,000 for a medevac.
So, what about when you're buying an airline ticket, and you, like all the airlines now have it, you can buy a policy, and it's usually from Alliance, which is the same company, right?
Right. They're a great company.
Yeah. You buy it online. How does that compare to what you're selling at Dawson Insurance? I mean, so in other words, insure your trip for $29.95.
Yeah, you always see that when you're like checking out from the airline.
Exactly.
Say, click here for an extra $25 to insure your trip or whatever.
Right. So you can. Here's the thing with and they pronounce it Allianz, but it's spelled just like Alliance. Okay. That's what it looks like to me. But the bottom line is that we guarantee the lowest prices on every plan we sell. Now, almost all of the travel agencies don't offer, and we're not a travel agency, we're travel insurance agents, but they don't sell the annual plans. They're not available to them. So I think the big advantage is to get an annual plan. But if you were only going to go on one trip for a whole year, you weren't making a flight anywhere else, because it covers any type of travel you do. It doesn't have to be, just fishing. It could be hunting. It could be a cruise.
Yeah.
It could be a weekend getaway to Vegas.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, we recently reimbursed a customer for, they were going to a Bruno Mars concert. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, the husband, it was going to be for his birthday, he accidentally broke his ankle. Uh-huh. And those tickets were $2,400. They weren't cheap.
Wow.
So we got that back for him. Then they had the hotel room cost we got back and the airfare.
Wow.
For both people.
Yes. Yeah. If one person cancels, you get back money for both of you.
Wow.
Because you're not going to make a trip without your traveling companion.
So that the policy you buy when you're checking out, if you bought this annual policy, you wouldn't need to do that. You'd be covered.
Right, you're covered for all
so
trips.
You don't need to be nickeled and dimed by the airlines or whatever. You just have to pay this one time and you're good.
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a big advantage to it because, you might have a trip you need to make to Vegas for a weekend getaway. Well, you're automatically covered if you have an annual plan.
Right.
It covers anything. There's some restrictions, like you can't dive over 65 feet, even with an instructor. We do have plans that will cover things like if you want to do parachuting, paragliding, things like that. But most plans exclude that unless you get a specific type of plan. And so some people, they will purchase those for sports activities. But we don't sell that many of them. Most of them we sell are for people that go on regular trips.
Yeah, going on a vacation.
Exactly.
Yeah, indeed. However, I'm going on this dive trip in March, and as long as I stay above 65 feet, I'm covered, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even with an instructor, they don't want to cover anybody. 65 feet's a long way down.
Yeah. Especially when you're in the tropics among coral, they don't live that deep anyway. So
okay, good.
I'm good. Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. That doesn't seem. That's not something you would do on a trip like that.
Not generally. Not.
Okay,
yeah,
I got you.
So, but I'll make sure I stay.
Yeah,
I'll stay safe there,
I watch the depth.
But that's the thing is that you also not only insure a lot of the sports boats in San Diego, but you also insure a lot of vessels like my vessel and such like that. You do also marine insurance too, right?
Yeah, we actually we have probably 350 different insurance carriers we work with for all lines of insurance, everything from homeowners to automobile. To Medicare plans, to group medical coverage, general liability, contractors, workers' comp, and we pretty much, Christy and I in the office handle most of the commercial insurance, and Renee handles all the personal lines because she's got over 20 years experience in that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you kind of do it all.
Yeah.
So if you want to insure your boat or your medical or whatever, you can cover that too.
Yeah, we can give quotes. We just, usually we email them out. A guy says, look, I'm going on a trip. I'd like to see what the benefits and the costs are. We just mail him a plan brochure, as an example, like on the annual plans. It shows all four of them on one page and all the benefits.
I think that where I know Bob's resource the most is from long-range trips. We have so many customers that come down to Fisherman's Landing. I try to preach that to every person that's going on a long-range trip. Just get it because you don't know. You book your long-range trip so far in advance. Most oftentimes it's a year in advance, and the cost of coverage is so minor to the hassle that involves, and it just takes care of everything. Like when something inevitably happens at some point in your life, like it makes it hard on everybody. It's really difficult for the boat. They're running a business. They don't want to keep someone's deposit. That's not what they're wanting to do, but they're running a business and need to do that. You don't want to surrender your deposit. You don't want to put them out. Like, just getting that trip insurance is such a low cost, and then everybody wins. There's no problem. There's no issue. Yeah. You're all good. You're covered. You don't need to worry about it if you feel like you got the flu a few days before I hope I get well enough to get. You just don't have to worry about it. You're all good.
Well, not only that, the boat owners themselves would, we're on most of the long range boats websites.
Yeah.
And you can, you can contact us directly. You can call our office 619-460-5615 or call me directly on my cell phone, which is 619-990-3068. But the thing you want to do is, with the boat owners, they have hard costs, and I know what they are because I insure most of the boats.
Right.
So if one or two passengers cancel, that could be most of their profit for that trip. It costs just as much money to run that boat 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
With 24 people as it does 25. And that's why almost all of them have a cancellation policy. But I've had passengers tell me, hey, look, I've made so many trips on that boat, they're not going to keep my money. Well, surprise. They are going to keep your money.
They have to. It's their job.
It's just like a cruise or anything, airline ticket. You need to have that insurance that protects you once you put a deposit down.
Protects both of them.
Oh, yeah.
So okay, you can buy it through the boat, but if you have the annual policy, you don't need to do that.
No, you're already covered.
You're already covered.
Yeah, and the way that works is, it's an annual benefit. So let's say that you have, we'll use an example. Let's say you have the very best plan they offer, $10,000 in trip cancellation. You paid $785 a year for it, and now you got up to $10,000 in trip cancellation. So as you use it, it lowers your benefit because it's an annual benefit. So let's say that you had a $3,000 trip you had to cancel because you got the flu or twisted your ankle. Well, you still got 7,000 left for the rest of the year.
Gotcha.
Let's say you used 10 or 20,000 of the medical. You've still got another 30,000 left for the rest of the year. So even if you use all of the benefits, you're still going to have all the trip cancellation benefits. You're still going to have all of your benefits left for medical evacuation, because that's the most expensive part. You know, people think, oh, it can't cost that much. Well, I guarantee you, a helicopter ride starts at about $10,000. Right. I had a passenger one time fell from the top deck to the bottom deck, claiming it was windy, and when I talked to the captain, he goes, no, it's like Lake Pacific out here. It was flat as could be, but it cost us $30,000 to fly him back to New York. Yeah. You know, this guy, when he fell off the top deck, you know, claiming it was 45-knot winds and everything else, which it wasn't. Yeah. He just lost his balance. He was an older guy, but he broke toes, fingers, and you name it. You know,
he fell.
Yeah, it's a long fall.
Yeah, for sure. But it was covered.
Oh, yeah, it was covered.
Yeah, it was because he had the insurance.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for today. Bob's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to that. And ask him some fishing questions. Hey, ask us some fishing questions. Well, we got Rick, the tackle man, here, and we'll answer any questions you want. Fishing, insurance, and more.
It's a wide open show today. Right. We're going to be having lots of fun, and I got a bunch of questions for Bob, too. Going to be a very fun, and we want to have you join us. You want to join us, tell a story, ask a question, have some fun with us here on Let's Talk Hookup this morning. The best way to do it, 833-288-0973. Again, 833-288-0973. That's how you reach us on Let's Talk Hookup this morning. And not only are we talking Bob Dawson insurance and all that great info, dude, we have got such a killer prize. One lucky caller at the end of the show today is going to win a brand new pair of Maui Jim sunglasses. This one is the What's Up. It's a very cool frame from Maui Jim, a great fisherman frame. Short wrap. It's a really, really nice pair. Yeah, it's a great fishing glass. The
pair of Maui Jim sunglasses.
Yeah, exactly.
For one lucky caller.
It's a matte black frame. You got the Maui HT lenses, which I wore in this morning. It's a great prize. So, yeah, someone's getting a brand new pair of Maui Jims. Again, if you want to get your shot at those great glasses, or better yet, your chance to talk to Bob, 833-288-0973. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and network.
Okay, we're here at beautiful Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska, with Mark Powers, owner and operator of the lodge, and Chris Martino, who's running the new kayak program here at Whalers Cove Lodge. Mark, tell us about this new kayak program.
Kayaking in Alaska was just a natural progression for us to move to. Got the conventional saltwater charter fleet. We've got amazing freshwater systems and eco tours. Kayak fishing has been something we've been watching for years. Aligned with Hobie, together a pretty amazing fleet.
Well, we've got tons of options. We've got a couple locations around the inshore area where we have kayaks staged. We've also got inflatables up in some of our freshwater systems. So we've got an opportunity to fish the lingcod, the halibut, all the 5 Pacific salmon species, Dolly Varden and cutthroat trout.
There's a dedicated page just for the kayak program on the website, whalerscovelodge.com.
I've experienced that freshwater fishing here as well as the saltwater fishing, and I can imagine fishing from a kayak has got to be just incredible.
For over 5 decades, Lee Palm Sport Fishing has set the standard in long-range fishing that they pioneered long ago. The Red Rooster 3 sets a new standard of excellence. The Red Rooster 3 is one of the most modern, quiet, and fastest long-range vessels in the fleet. They have handpicked the finest crew to make your trip a memorable one. The Red Rooster 3 offers trips from 3 to 18 days and runs year-round to the best fishing spots on the planet. Ride the Red Rooster 3 once, and you'll be back again. Call the Red Rooster 3 at 619-224-3857 or see them on the web at redrooster3.com.
It's Yamaha's Reliable Choice Sales Event. From January 1st to March 31st, power up with the choice of additional warranty protection or up to $1,500 in dealer credit on eligible select new 2.5 to 350 horsepower 4-strokes. For details, visit YamahaOutboards.com or your Yamaha Outboards dealer today. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Offer ends March 31st, 2020. Subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The ranch is unique. It's one of the few places in the world where you can still drive ATVs up the beach. We have fishing from the beach. We have dive trips that we run to Pomo in a number of different spots. Kayaking, of course, has been real big. We were one of the first hotels to introduce kayaking. The ranch is small, it's intimate. It's 34 rooms, so everyone gets to know everyone. The old saying, where everyone knows your name. Well, truly at Rancho Leonero, the employees do know pretty darn near all our guests' names. And what's even more interesting is most of the guests know each other's names. Very personal, very intimate, and a special environment. 2 miles of beachfront, a mile on either side of the hotel. Rancho Leonero is really the last of the old-style Baja fishing resorts. 1-800-646-2252. 1-800-646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and network. Good times this morning. So much good info to come, buddy.
Yeah, indeed. Bob Dawson, Dawson Insurance Services. We're talking about great coverage and also fishing. Fishing tackle, fishing times and stuff like that. So if you want to join us and have a chance to win an amazing prize, a pair of What's Up Maui Jim sunglasses with the matte black rubber frame and the Maui HT lens. I love that HT lens. That's what I drive with every day.
Great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Open right now. You want to get through, there's your chance. Hey, check out this week's edition of Western Outdoor News. Hey, some big stuff on Big Sandy's in the Bay after that. That's a nice one, huh?
That fish that guy's holding on the cover weighed more than my limit did. For
wow.
The Bay Bass tournament.
That's a nice
That's
one.
a really good one.
Yeah, from that big Bay Bass tournament. And, of course, a lot of big bass and stripers and a lot of other great stuff, too. Duck hunting season, the wrap-up on that. It's over.
Close.
Yeah, for sure. So check it out, this week's edition of Western Outdoor News. All right, let's go ahead and jump back on the phones, Rick.
You got it. Why don't we start it off this morning with Mike, and Mike's calling us from Rosemead this morning. What's up, Mike? Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
What's up, Mike?
I was going to ask this question. What's the farthest incident that you've had to cover or a trip that was a disaster? Is it worldwide coverage?
Yes. Yeah, that's a great question. So here's how the coverage works. A trip is considered being 100 miles from home, so the insurance covers you within the USA and worldwide. And, I've had people evacuated in Africa, in different countries around the world. And if you're one of the main things you have to consider, we have actually 122 travel insurance plans with 6 different companies, and we guarantee the lowest price on all of them. But some of them work better than others, and some are more competitive than others. So we go with Allianz and Travel Guard is the 2 best ones. They're also the 2 largest. Allianz happens to be rated number 1 worldwide by 35 million travelers, and Travel Guard is second with about 17 million travelers. They're both competitive, but we like to check both of them just to find out. I've noticed on some of the more expensive trips, we can write travel insurance up to $150,000 for one trip. But
that's an expensive trip.
And we've insured those.
Really? What kind of trip costs $150,000?
Yeah, right.
I want to know.
Yeah,
I want to go.
Yeah, hunting trip.
A hunting trip. Really?
Yeah, for
like
the big
safari.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, for 21 to 28 days. Those are very, very expensive. And we have people that that it's kind of like pocket change to them.
Throw it down and it's like I want to go kill these 6 animals and. Yeah, put them on my bucket list.
Yeah, and it helps the game departments in those countries as well. That's where they get their revenue from. So it works out well. But I've also had
preserves the future.
Yeah, and I've had trips canceled. I just had one recently canceled going to Japan for work reasons. And my client owns his own company. He had a big several $million deal come through for construction, and he said, I can't make this trip.
Sure.
And I bought $55,000 worth of travel insurance for me and my wife. I want it back. Okay, we got it.
How?
Easily.
There was no illness and such like that.
No, but we had coverage for cancel for work reasons on it.
Oh,
which
so you can add that.
Yeah, and I always do that for, especially people that are self-employed.
Yeah.
If they were running a company, or they might be a CEO or a president, and I know that those guys can be stopped at any time from going anywhere just by the board of directors.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to be here for this meeting.
So you can add that.
Yeah, you can get that coverage as well.
Yeah.
And there's another plan that it's not real popular, but it's called Cancel for Any Reason. So we'll cover you. You can just change your mind. You don't want to go on the trip. And you can get your money back. But see, the downside to that is it costs about 40% more.
Sure.
So if you're normally going to pay $200 for this trip, now you're going to pay like $280. And then if you cancel for any reason, you only get 80% of your money back. If you cancel for a covered reason, like you got sick or had an accident, you get 100% back. Okay. But there's that extra level of protection.
Sure. All right. Very good. Hey, Mike, so the answer is anywhere in the world. Yeah. Probably wouldn't cover you on the moon, right? If you went on one of those moon trips?
Well, it's not out of the world, I guess, right? It's just out of the earth.
It is, yeah. Hey, Mike, thanks a lot for the call this morning. When should you buy that policy? When is a good time to buy the policy?
Here's the best time to buy it. Within 14 days of your initial trip deposit, and I'll tell you why. Number one, you want to protect that trip deposit if something comes up and you have to cancel, so you can get your money back. Right. But number two, you get free pre-existing medical condition coverage. And that could be very important. I've seen a lot of trips canceled because maybe the spouse ends up in the hospital, and now the husband can't go, but the wife had this pre-existing medical condition, and he didn't buy the insurance policy within the first 14 days of his initial trip deposit, so it wasn't covered.
Okay.
So the first 14 days are important, and that's with Allianz, with Travel Guard, they're actually the first 15 days.
Mm-hmm. So what if you buy it after your deposit? Let's say somebody put a deposit on a trip on the Royal Star next year, already did it, and now they want travel insurance. What happens then?
Yeah, they can still get the travel insurance. The only thing it's going to exclude is if they have a pre-existing condition. And a pre-existing condition is defined as anything you've seen the doctor for in the last 120 days or changed the medication for. Some people don't have any, so it's not even an issue. But if something comes up, like they get the flu or they get in an accident, family member ends up in the hospital, it's a good idea to have that coverage, because then that way you get your money back.
But if you have a pre-existing condition and you haven't changed your medication or been in the hospital in 120 days,
then it's not a pre-existing condition.
Then it's not a pre-existing condition.
Right. And I'd say probably 98% of the people really don't have a pre-existing condition, anything they've been in for in the last 120 days.
But still, it's good practice to have.
Well, not only that, once you put it into effect, if you had an annual plan as an example, any future trips that you make are automatically covered for pre-existing because you already have the insurance in force.
Yeah.
What does it take to get an annual? Like I said, I'm not just saying that for the radio. Like I'm going to do this on Monday kind of thing. Like what does one need to do? They've already heard what you had to say. Like, oh yeah, this is a no-brainer. A couple $100, I'm 100% in. What are the steps like to get that done?
So let's say you give me a call at the office. Okay, I'm going to get your name, your address, your birth date, and your email address. And I'm going to say, look, I'll work this quote up and I'll email it to you. You can look over all the benefits and the costs. I'm not going to call you back and bug you about it. So if you want it, you can either click on the quote and buy it, or you call me back and I'll take care of it over the phone for you. You can use any credit or debit card.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And that's the cool thing is Bob's a fisherman. He's a hunter. He's a guy and he gets it. So just call Bob direct. Yeah. And that's what I do whenever I have a question. Hey, Bob, what about this?
Yeah.
I can confirm that he's a fisherman because I see Bob often, and it's not at the insurance office because he's down at the landing, either going on a trip on the Star or checking up on one of the boats that's a customer. I mean, Bob's no stranger to Fisherman's Landing. We see him a lot.
Yeah, we love working with all the boat owners and the captains. I don't think there's probably not a bad boat in the long-range fleet that you could go on where you didn't say, this was probably the greatest trip I ever had because I got an ocean view for every meal.
Right. Yeah.
The crew is more experienced than anybody. The crew and captain, you got to listen to them. I don't care how many trips you've been on, and I've been on a lot of them, but I always learn something every time I go out. What size hook, what size line are we using, what's the best knot to tie. I always tie the trilene. I like that one the best. It wins all of the knot contests.
Yeah.
For a small knot.
Yeah. For a small knot.
If you tie a double San Diego, that's probably stronger, but the knot looks like hell when you put it in the water.
You tie that thing in 100 pound, it's an inch long.
Now, that trilene knot is a tricky knot, but boy, does it work.
Yeah, I think I found the secret to it. I found it from the crew member, Blake, on the Royal Star. He goes, look, Bob, he says, you're trying to finesse this knot down after you tie it.
Right.
He said, the best thing to do is jerk it real quick. And it just falls into place. It's incredible.
There's no finesse in Blake Wasano.
No.
Yeah, he's absent of finesse.
He's zero finesse. Yeah, for sure. All right, hey, let's find out what's going down on the Baja. Rancho Leonero's John Ireland is back with us. Good morning, John.
Morning, John.
Morning, Pete. Hi, Rick. Hello, Bob.
It's been a while. What's going on at Rancho Leonero?
Good to hear from you, buddy.
Nice to talk to you guys. It has been a while. Yeah, I just thought I'd call in and give you an update of what's going on the East Cape. Actually, pretty darn good fishing. Weather allowing, excellent fishing. Water 70, 72 degrees, and a great Dorado bite, real strong Dorado bite. Average fish about 10 pounds, some big bulls mixed in. The guys are just running down to the lighthouse and going directly right off the front of the lighthouse. They're actually picking up a few wahoo as well, a lot of white bonita, and, of course, a lot of striped marlin. But the big news is we're getting some nice yellowtail. We really are. That bodes well for March, when the hotel opens up. We're running some specials in March, and that on top of the Valaris having very, very reasonable airfare. You know, they're running air between $125 and $200 round trip. So that's definitely the way to get in and out.
Crazy how, it's become so, as you know, it's become so expensive. Like flying out of San Diego. Yeah. It's ridiculous what they're charging. $550 round trip.
Come on.
Yes. And you can fly on Valaris for less than $200 round trip.
I hate to say it, like I didn't know that at all because the go-to has been Valaris for a few trips in a row now that I just didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was that much out of San Diego.
Yeah, I don't go out of San Diego anymore. I go out of Tijuana.
You can fly cheaper to Hawaii than you can to Cabo.
That's
for whatever reason.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know why, but it is.
Well, because they can get it, and they fill up the airplane. There are a lot of high-end hotels in Cabo.
Yeah.
Cabo's just booming, but I guess people are willing to pay that air, but not our fishermen. Give you a perfect example is I went down about a week and a half ago. I'm going down this week, and the airfare with Alaska was $700 round trip.
Jeez.
And I got on Valaris $170.
Wow.
That's wild.
$500 saving. It's huge.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's good for us, and especially for all the San Diego residents being able to just hop down there. It's easy, that CBX over the bridge, and actually customs coming back across into the United States is faster than at Lindbergh. It really
no
is.
doubt.
It's in and out. They take you when you go across the bridge at CBX. They already have your passport and everything, and U.S. Customs knows it, so they just pretty much wave you through.
Yeah, and then when you enter Mexico, too, you're already in the country, so you don't need to wait in any long lines and stuff like that, which it can be down in Cabo and stuff like that. It's
a domestic flight.
Yeah.
It's a domestic flight, so you don't go, when you get into Cabo, you don't go through the red light, green light and all that. It's all done, and it's much easier. It really is. It's amazing.
So this special, tell us about the special you have in March when you open back up at Rancho Leonero.
Yeah, we're offering 20% off on the rooms, and it's already off season. So it's real reasonable. And again, I expect a strong yellowtail year this year. We haven't had the yellowtail for the last couple of years, so it's nice seeing them back in numbers. And they're real close. They're on the first bank on the La Rivera drop off out front. And we've got good Spanish mackerel, so they just drop the max down and picking up some nice fish to 50 pounds.
Wow.
Yes.
And so, John, how long is that? Just March only, or does it go through a certain time?
It's a March special, and then of course keep in mind that we're running the summer special too, and we've already started that before the shows, so that runs August through September.
And that's 20% off also.
I think it's even more than that. I think the summer specials are our best deal. I wish I could tell you. I think it's about 30% off for the summer special.
Yeah. Call the office, talk to Pam and one of the ladies in the office, and they'll fix you up, right?
Yeah, Pam was there, and she definitely will. She knows more about the ranch than I do.
She's a fan like we all are, John. Well, how do we find you if we want to get a hold of you and take advantage of that March Yellowtail special?
Thanks, Pete. 800-646-2252 or rancholeonero.com.
All right, so let me guess. You're going to someplace in Long Beach next month, am I right?
Oh, yeah, you know it.
You'll be at the Fred Hall show right behind the Let's Talk Hookup booth?
I'll be on the radio show with Bart.
Of course, the Sunday before the annual event, the Sunday before Long Beach, and then off to Long Beach, and we'll be making our stays up there in Long Beach. And
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. Well, John, hey, thanks for that, and hopefully we'll talk to you maybe next week.
You will, for sure. One thing I wanted to mention, the travel insurance is really important, and Bob's doing a good thing selling it. In fact, mine has lapsed, so I need some. So.
Yeah,
you better call Bob.
You need to call me. We, a matter of fact, we had one of your guests that we had evacuated, and things just don't work the same down in Mexico as they do in the U.S. It's not like you can call Life Flight 15 minutes later, they're there. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but you were generous enough to help him out. I know we don't mention names. I know he's a good friend of yours, has been there many times. He's a client of ours. In any event, we ended up getting all of his money back, which was quite substantial by the time you figure he had money out on boats.
Sure.
And, appeared that he had a stroke. In any event, we got it squared away. We got every dime back, plus I got an extra $200 back for inconvenience.
Wow. Yeah, I'll testify to that. Well, thanks for taking care of him, too. You did a good job. And then, again, it just points out to how important it is to get it if you don't have it.
Yep, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Sean. Nice to hear from you from Rancho Leonero. Again, how do we find you? Want to book a trip?
800-646-2252 or rancholeonero.com.
Thanks, John. Great to hear back from you, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
You sure will. Thanks.
All right.
See you, John.
Appreciate that. That does free up. 833-288-0973. You want to get a fishing question in, you want to get an insurance question in, there's your shot. You have a chance to win a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses.
All right, let's jump back into the phones. Talk to Greg. He's calling us from Oceanside. What's up, Greg? Welcome to the show.
Good morning, boys. Good morning.
Hi, Greg.
Little testimonial. I'm a long-time listener, and I called Pete because I couldn't remember the name. He gave me Bob's phone number. I called Bob, and I liked the insurance, and I forgot to get it. And my daughter and I were on our way to LAX to fly to South Africa, then to Europe, and he took my credit card number and got his insurance, and lo and behold, I had a minor stroke in Europe, and they took care of it, flew my daughter and I home.
Wow.
So you bought the insurance on the way to the airport.
Yeah, I'm a procrastinator.
Woo, that was a good move, Greg.
Yeah. He goes, you better get it. I go, oh, get it. And my daughter said, let's get it. I go, okay. So we got it, and thank you. I turned 3 of my friends onto them. So, yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
we appreciate referrals.
Wow,
that's
fantastic.
Great, Greg.
That's a real good testimonial there.
No doubt.
Yeah, so needless to say, you're going to buy travel insurance, his policy from now on, right?
Well, I still got a little left over, I'm a little Scotsman, so, next time I go to Baja, I'm still covered, I think.
There you go.
That's perfect.
All right, Greg. Well, glad you're okay and made it home safely, and thanks a lot for that testimony. I appreciate that very much. 833-288-0973, open right now.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great information. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and network.
Fifth Avenue Insurance has a new name. It's Snap Insurance, still providing anglers and boaters with the best in boat insurance and the lowest rates. The experts at Snap Insurance will make sure your boat and property are covered right. Traveling to Mexico? Snap has you covered. You can even work with your agent to wrap your home and auto with your boat policy to save even more. Call them for advice on your current boat policy or any of your insurance needs. Snap Insurance, 800-527-6617 or snapins.com. That's SNAPPINS.com.
It's time to talk about great gear from Shimano, and I'll tell you what, now that it's finally available on the shelves because it sold out instantly as soon as it came out.
Several rounds it sold out.
Yeah, Speedmaster from Shimano. What an amazing reel.
They crushed it.
And an amazing price.
Yep, that's the kicker. They made a reel that just functions fantastic. Great drags, great gears, very good free spool, very smooth and good looking. At $250, you know what I mean? They killed it.
The price of Italica.
Yeah,
it's not Italica,
right?
But it's pretty darn close.
Oh man, they just did such a good job with that reel. It's perfect. It's the 12 and a 16. It's the size that we use the most often. If you're getting ready to go to Fred Hall and looking for a bluefin 2-speed outfit, you need to up your game with a little bit heavier tackle. That is the obvious choice. Smooth, powerful, great casting, and it doesn't kill the budget.
So with Speedmaster now, Shimano has smoothness, power, casting, and the price.
And price,
How does anybody else compete?
They don't.
They don't,
They don't.
So just get a Speedmaster from Shimano at your local Shimano dealer.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now, you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWarmerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
Hey, this is Rosie with Cedros Sport Fishing. Cedros Island is considered the yellowtail and calico bass fishing capital in the world, and nobody does it better than Cedros Sport Fishing. We are committed to providing first-class service to our guests as well as an unforgettable fishing experience. We have made a good thing even better. We now have a direct flight departing to the CBX in San Diego. Leave home in the morning and fish in the afternoon. We have a beautiful waterfront lodge with first-class accommodations and meals. What are you waiting for? Call me at 619-772-7570 or check out CedrosSportFishing.com. Book soon. Trips are going fast.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and network. Having a good time this morning, talking insurance, talking fishing, talking travel. I'm ready, man.
Tackle, everything. And we're giving away a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses. Really fantastic pair called the What's Up.
Yeah.
One of my favorites in the HT lens, which is my favorite lens.
Yep.
Yeah. If you want to get through right now, here's a chance. 833-288-0973. You have a question for Bob. You have a fishing comment. You have a tackle question, a fishing question. Anything. It's all open game today.
I want to talk more about, we've done it in the past. We've talked about our trips, and I think this would be such a good time. Maybe in the second hour we could kind of do a little bit of that, too. It's such a good time with Bob here talking about some of the upcoming trips we have going on. This is just a fun show and open, and we want to have you be a part of it, man. Yeah, exactly. Again, give us a call, 833-288-0973. With that said, it's time to find out what's biting out there. It is time for our Catch Report, which today is sponsored by Terrafin Sea Surface Temperature Charts. Focus your offshore fishing in the most productive areas by using Terrafin. And now with Terrafin Mobile, you can take it with you on your iPad, your iPhone, or your Android device. Just download the latest chart before you leave, and all the information is right there for you. Check Terrafin.com for more information. Let's start it off up at Dana War Sport Fishing. Talk to the man, Captain Brian Woolley. He's on the line right now. What's up, Woolley?
Hey, good morning, guys. How's it going in there?
Great.
Great, man. What's going on up at Dana?
Good stuff. Hey, man, I'd call it a cookie-cutter week for us up here, gorgeous weather with the exception of some wind on Wednesday. We had boats out all week. It's good stuff up here. Water temp's still very mild, 58 to 60, pretty much all week, and that sunshine for sure. Man, I think it had everyone thinking it was summertime, but, the catching certainly didn't, made up with the warm weather. Half-day action, still a little glimpse of calico bass near the surface for us on the rubber lures and a little bit of action on the fly light sardine. But most of the half-day action coming by way of the sinker rigs, be it a 1-ounce sliding egg sinker setup or a dropper loop type deal. It all caught some fish for the guys this week. 3/4 day zone, I'd say it's still the sculpin's the main character there in that show. With the mellow conditions all week, the deeper water really hasn't been an issue, so some good days of near limits on those sculpin, and then the guys have been splitting time as needed, kind of catching that sculpin in the morning when the conditions are good, and then sliding into the kelp or the hard bottom spots, and fishing bass for a few hours is time needed on those trips. And then as far as the halibut front goes, there was a couple more fish added to the leaderboard on Friday's drift trip. There was a real nice fish caught. However, it was not on a halibut drift trip. It was, the plane was out on a private charter, yesterday. They had a 32-pounder caught yesterday.
Oh, man, that's a toad.
Yeah, it was a biggie. So, private charters, they're not in on the halibut derby per se, but, certainly, man, that's a whopper. That's a real nice fish.
Good to know that fish is out and around and biting, though. Where there's one, there's more.
Totally. So I think it's safe to say the boys that are out there today are going to be out in that zone looking around to see if they can find some stragglers. So that's pretty much it for us for this last week. I know there's some crazy wind in the forecast here later or coming in your next day or two. So, play it by ear. But if you guys want to hop on a trip with us, certainly give the landing a call. Our phone number here is 949-496-5794. Of course, there's different ways you can link us online through the Let's Talk Hookup website right there on the banner ad. You can check us out at danawharf.com. And then use the code FEB25, FEB25. We're trying to keep it real simple there. Just keep it rolling. FEB25, that'll save you 25% on one of these half or three-quarter day trips.
What a great deal for our listeners.
That's
man,
awesome.
That's
man.
awesome.
Thanks,
yeah, just front page of the Let's Talk Hookup website. Click on that Dana Wharf banner and take Feb25, and you get 25% off half or three-quarter day trips. What a great deal.
Killer.
Yeah, thanks for that.
All right. Hey, well, we're waiting.
Appreciate that, Brian, and we will talk to you next Sunday.
All right, guys. Thanks for that. We'll talk to you then.
All right. Thanks
Willie.
Appreciate that.
All right, well, while we're waiting for our surf guru, Gundy Gunderson, that's going to temporarily wrap up our catch for it. The new 2020 CCA Bill Varney calendar is available now. Get it at your local tackle stores like Turner's Outdoorsman and Fisherman's Landing Tackle or at fishthesurf.com.
All right, let's jump into the phones.
You got it, buddy. Let's talk to Eric. Eric's calling us from Valley Center this morning. Hi, Eric. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Eric.
Great show as usual.
Thank you.
My question's for Bob. Me and my buddy, we drive down to Mexico every year. We spend a week or so, but we're going down for a trip for a month this time. And I was just wondering what kind of insurance you offer for drive down surf fish trips.
Yeah, good question. And just to give an example now, most of the policies cover trips up to 45 days long. So if you're going to be there for a month, you're still well within the coverage range. And that's like a 45-day limit per trip. So you could get either a single trip plan, depending on your age, or you can get a 1-year plan. And once you're 100 miles from home, it covers you worldwide. And so any issues come up, whether they're medical or you need to be medevaced, if you've got money out on hotel costs and that has to be canceled, you can get refunded on that as well.
So what about for his car? He needs a separate policy for insurance for his car?
He does.
Yeah.
Always get Mexican insurance.
And I've been using a company called Baja Bound Insurance. It's on the web, and I just buy it online. And they sell the same policies you buy in the little kiosks.
Oh, no kidding.
Down there, in Sergio or whatever.
Yeah,
2 different
exactly.
You can buy 2 or 3 different types of policies. It's about the same price, maybe a little bit less. But you just do it online. You already have it with you. And so you don't have to stop at the border.
That's sweet.
Yeah, you need that. They have totally different rules on insurance in Mexico, as you know.
Yeah, your coverage will cover certain parts, but if you get in an accident in Mexico, you need to have Mexican insurance.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we use a Mexican insurance company called MexInsure.
Yes.
And they're primarily for annual plans. People that go regularly down to Mexico.
Right.
They're pretty inexpensive.
Yeah.
And something to look into. But if you ever go down there, just get it because your U.S. policy usually limits it to 50 miles south or maybe 75 miles. Some don't cover it at all.
Yeah, and if you're going for a month, Eric, it's probably best to just get an annual policy.
Oh, it'd probably be less expensive.
Less expensive, yeah. Hey, hope that helps you out. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. That does free up 833-288-0973.
All right, hey, with that, let's talk to the man, Captain Frank Lepresti from the Royal Polaris and Shoguns on the phone right now. Hi, Frank.
Good morning, Rick. Good morning, Pete and Bobby. Good morning. How are you guys?
Frank?
Doing great.
Hi, Frank.
I just thought I'd give you a quick report on Roy there. He's doing very, very well. Is having a very nice trip at Hurricane Bank.
Great.
He's nearing limits now of yellowfin tuna. Fair scratching on the Wahoo. Having a great time with only 17 of the 18 passengers aboard.
Wow.
Jeez. And then the Shogun got back from their fly down, fly back. They had a pretty nice trip. Good yellowfin fishing. In their last 3 hours of the trip, they had 24 yellowfin, all from 100 to 160 pounds. So pretty nice fishing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Amazing fishing.
Just wanted to get that into you. We're leaving February 8th, and believe it or not, Pete, I'm going fishing.
You are?
Leaving February 8th. Yeah. February 8th on an 18-day trip, and I believe we have 3 openings on it. So anybody want to jump on last minute, they can call tomorrow, 619-226-8030.
Wow.
That's great news about Roy and the Hurricane Bank. I know there was some good trips and then some slow times, so it's really good to know that the bank is alive and well and biting and, providing some great fishing for the guys down there.
Very good, Rick. You take care. See you later.
All right, Frank. Thanks for that report. Yeah, I have a chance to go fishing with Frank.
I like it, man.
On that, call the Royal Polaris office and book that trip for sure. Hey, while we have a chance, I want to talk a little bit, about our trips.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you go to our trips page, letstalkhookup.com, and you just click on the trips page, we have a lot of trips. And one of the things I'll mention about this is that if you're going on these trips, it's always a good idea to call Bob and have an annual travel insurance policy. But I have to update it here. But the Tony Rest trip coming up in April is already sold out.
Okay.
But you might get on the waiting list. We have our Loretto Rumble, which I'm really excited about, and great airfares out of CBX, and then they even have a Alaska flight out of LAX to Loretto.
Are you saying La Mission again?
La Mission.
That hotel was so impressive. I went down there with the SAC Live broadcast, and you had told me how nice it was.
Yeah.
Blown away. I mean, I picture Loretto
hotel
as very old school Baja, very small, which it is, and yet there's just one hotel. It's not like a giant hotel or anything, but I was surprised that the amenities were so nice.
Yeah.
I went down there with Dallas. It was super comfy, really good hotel, great fishing. Like, that's a cool trip.
And you can walk to everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Food's killer on the Malecone everywhere.
You heard Brandon
cool
Hayward
spot.
yesterday. He just came back from there. He just loves that place.
Yeah, that's a cool town.
Yeah, it really is. So that's got a couple. I think there's a couple rooms still available on that trip. May 3rd, spend Cinco de Mayo down there.
That's
so
cool.
That'll be cool. And then, of course, we have our annual Rancho Leonero trip sponsored by Statewide Stripes. So we'll be giving away $1,000 cash for largest tuna, largest Dorado.
Very expensive entry fee, though, for the tournament.
Yeah, free.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, it's free. And there's still spots available on that, June the 6th, which is absolutely one of the finest times in the East Cape.
The other cool thing about that trip is the group that goes every year. It's like a bunch of buds. It's like 70% the same and 30% new people.
The
30% new are always welcomed as part of the family. Hey, come eat dinner with us. Come have drinks with us.
Yeah.
It's such a good time. And if you thought about wanting, especially if you haven't been down to the East Cape before, that's a great trip because it's really good time of year. It's very good fishing. And even if you don't know anybody, it's like you're going down with a bunch of buds. It's a really fun trip.
So that's a fun trip, and everybody, a lot of couples go, which is really cool. So you want to take your wife or significant other, that's the perfect trip because there's a lot of companionship there and just a perfect time of the year in the East Cape. That's our 24th annual Rancho Leonero trip on June the 6th. Then the next one coming up is our 24th annual Kingfisher Charters trip in Sitka, Alaska. I have status as open. I think it's sold out, but there may be a chance there may be a spot available. But that's such a great trip.
Trip sells out for a reason.
Yeah, I mean this will be like the 24th time you've been there.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
I go, and I'm going this year.
All right.
So it's guaranteed perfect weather and great fishing.
I'm excited, man. Like there's some very good fishing. The thing that's so cool about that trip too is it's Sitka. The fishing's always great.
Yeah.
Some like you said it best a couple days ago, yesterday. There's some years that are better than other, but you always know you're going to have really good fishing. But fishing in that type of scenery, especially if you haven't, like a lot of us have done a lot of fishing in Mexico and Baja, and that's all great, and it's some of the favorite ever. But if you haven't been up there and seen that kind of scenery, that's all time.
And there are so many outfitters in Alaska, and especially in Sitka. And Marty Milner used to always say, it's not what the brochure promises. And that's exactly what you find in Sitka. Kingfisher Charters is what the brochure promises. It is the finest, by far, of anybody that outfitter up there.
I had a buddy that had specific dates that he needed to go on his trip. He could line it up, and he called me asking for info, and I told him about Kingfisher, and he couldn't go. They were sold out at the time that he had to go. This was last year, and so he went with another outfit that was, in theory, a couple $100 lesser expensive. He paid so much money in the nickel and diming things of processing his fish, dealing with fishing and extras that happen there, like. Everything is covered on that Kingfish trip. You pay for your tips. That's it. They pick you up at the airport. All the transfers happen. All the fish processing happens. I mean, everything. All the food, all the meals, all the gear, all the tackle, the raincoats, the boots, everything. Like they just handle everything there. There's no nickel and diming. What they say is what they do.
Now there are two different airlines that fly in there too,
right.
so you have a choice, and it's a little more competitive.
Yep.
So make sure you check both Delta and Alaska when you're flying up to Sitka.
Totally,
for sure. And that's. Oh, I can't wait for that.
I know.
Now the next trip is already sold out with a big wait list. Is our Islander kayak trip. day and a half trip. It's such a great trip, and I'm really looking forward to that. That's sponsored by Fastlane Kayaks in Mission Bay. And then the next one is our Cedros Kayak Fishing. Go down with Jeff to his fabulous place down there Monday, June 29th. And I believe he said he had a couple of openings on that, that's a great time of the year at Cedros. Yeah. And that's the thing about Jeff's things is it's all custom. You listen to his new commercial. It's not, a factory type of deal. Yeah. It is like it's your trip and you go with the owner and you fish with the owner and you can go on the kayak, you can go on his beautiful pongas, you stay at his house. Excellent food. You get among the people and really experience Cedros.
And you can be as hardcore or as mellow as you want it to be. And Jeff's really good at both of those things. Yeah. And if you want to just go out and fish yellows for a couple hours and fish bass and come in early and have a siesta, you can totally do that. Or if you want to be out there when the sun's coming up and coming home when the sun's going down, you're not going to out hardcore Jeff. He's crazy, you know. But at the same time, if you want it to be mellow, like say if you want to go down with your wife or significant other and come back early and have a day, no problem, man. It's your trip, whatever you want.
Got it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we have so many more trips to talk about, so much more to talk with Bob Dawson. If you want to get through, talk to Bob Dawson, 833-288-0973. You have a chance to win a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, and talk to Bob, talk to Pete, talk to Rick. Come on.
You got it, bro. Hey, when we come back, we got more of your phone calls, more great info. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and network.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hard-working crew will make sure your fishing experience is one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day open party trips on the spacious and comfortable Liberty. Since we introduced the full-day trips at Fisherman's Landing, the 85-foot Liberty has become a favorite among full-day operations with bunks for your comfort, huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big modern galley and 2 interior heads with showers. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can easily be booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Have you always wanted a boat but don't want all the hassles? Then you need to join Freedom Boat Club, where you get hassle-free boating. Freedom Boat Club buys the boats, you enjoy them, and they do the rest. Freedom Boat Club takes care of the slip fee, maintenance, insurance, and cleaning. You have access to a fleet of great fishing and family boats ready to go in the water at Mission Bay, San Diego Bay, and 190-plus locations across the world. For more information, check freedomboatclub.com or visit them at Dana Landing and Cabrillo Isle Marina.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
You know, the ranch is unique. It's one of the few places in the world where you can still drive ATVs up the beach. We have fishing from the beach. We have dive trips that we run to Pomo in a number of different spots. Kayaking, of course, has been real big. We were one of the first hotels to introduce kayaking. The ranch is small, it's intimate. It's 34 rooms, so everyone gets to know everyone. The old saying, where everyone knows your name. Well, truly at Rancho Leonero, the employees do know pretty darn near all our guests' names. And what's even more interesting is most of the guests know each other's names. Very personal, very intimate, and a special environment. 2 miles of beachfront, a mile on either side of the hotel. Rancho Leonero is really the last of the old-style Baja fishing resorts. 1-800-646-2252. 1-800-646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
When you put on a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, the world begins to look different. Colors are more vivid. Contrast is clearer. Details are crisper. Wherever your vision leads you, beauty follows. With polarized lenses that eliminate glare and enhance color, Maui Jim sunglasses won't change the world. They'll change the way you see it. Color, clarity, detail. Maui Jim.
There are plenty of boat slips and marinas in San Diego, but there is only one Kona Kai. It's not just a place to park your boat, it's a way of life here in America's finest city. Come check out what's new at the Kona Kai. 170 luxury guest rooms, including 41 brand new suites, featuring contemporary island-inspired decor, deep soaking tubs and oversized balconies. The Kona Kai Resort Spa and Marina has multiple swimming pools and a private beach, waterfront restaurants, and an award-winning spa, most of which is included for marina tenants. Add the Kona Kai Club to your membership and you have access to the new Paloma Pool Bar, a new and exclusive pool area for adults only, which allows guests to enjoy poolside craft cocktails and California coastal cuisine while overlooking your boat. In addition to all this, Kona Kai is the closest marina to the open ocean. Check resortkonakai.com on the web for more information, to reserve a slip or inquire about joining the club. The Kona Kai Resort, much more than just a place to park your boat.